Welcome back, YouTubers, to my channel of an everyday life of an ASB, looking into the life of Asperger's syndrome. As you're fully aware, basically, my name is AspieAnswersAll. I want to thank you all for coming to my page or channel right now, even if you feel that you need some support, guidance, or whatever along the way. I'm hoping some of these video series, be it the Living Life Drug-Free series that I've just briefly introduced to you all right now, is a 3-part series that will be an enlightenment to you and encouragement to you all, as well as maybe any other, topics that I'm hoping to bring out that will bring encouragement to you. As I said, I'm here to support and guide you through this journey of yours, and hopefully that we can, create a connection somewhere and also create a positive environment for everyone to feel safe in, so that they don't feel judged or what have you. And in the last piece, I was just talking briefly the 3 stages of why addiction is called a disease, basically, and it's just like really short and brief. So not further ado, this is like part 23, I'm guessing. I could be wrong in my counting of the 30 series. Addiction, a family disease. We often hear about how devastating drugs are to the users that are really addicted to drugs. Be it, they start off basically on a pharmaceutical drug, over-the-counter drug kind of drug. And then it leads to the hardcore drugs, methamphetamine, codeine, you name it, it's there, But as I said before, however, whatever it may be it drugs or alcohol, it's readily available, and, the addiction can really take its toll on everybody. It's really devastating though, however, when whatever stage of the user is doing, even if it is the drugs, be it off the counter prescription drugs, or leading up to that stage of obviously the hardcore drugs that I may mention. When someone uses these drugs, it does, however, as I said, take a toll on everyone around that person, be it their family, friend member, or their partner. They'll lose everything in the process, regardless of how far they've gone in this addiction. Alcoholism and addiction are said to be family diseases, however, researchers has claimed in the past. This isn't because it's necessarily runs in the family, however, it's just to be clear to you all. Although, as I said, medical professionals said there may be a family tendency around the addiction that could be somewhere in the gene pool that links to research about how certain people in the family may have an alcoholic gene, and it gets passed on to the next generation of the genes. Sometimes not, depending on how the DNA works, obviously. The reason addiction and alcoholism is called a family disease, however, is because addiction of one family member can affect the entire family in one way or another. Perhaps no relationship is as basic as our families, however, and there are many ways that having a chemically dependent user or member impacts that family. When addiction sets in, the relationships around with that drug becomes chemically dependent, or somewhat number one's primary relationship in their life. A relationship that becomes more important than, obviously, having people around them to support them, love them, guide them, the normal healthy stuff that we need to go about when it comes down to, obviously, these parts. This is bound to stand in the way, obviously, creating a healthy life and healthy family ties, regardless what it may be. All of us need and want our parents' love and support, obviously, no matter how old we are. As a teen, though, however, while we seek to create a space of our own, trying to find our identities, find out who we are, trying to make sense of the world by venting and, trying to be the next cool prop in the rugby team, be it like we need to be the next cheerleader or next, top model or whatever it may be, and want to grow into our own person. Sometimes we feel that, in our teens, especially, we want to explore everything, and even if it means that many people don't agree with the choices that these teens make, it doesn't matter, because as I've said in one of my series, that parents makes the mistake. I'm not trying to point the finger at the parents here, but just bear with what I'm sharing. Parents make the mistake with their children, regardless, even though they make mistakes, even if it's the similar mistakes that they made when they were younger, tend to wrap the kids in cotton wool, don't want them to make the same mistakes. I understand that sometimes they just want to better themselves and whatnot around them, but then again, you know, everyone around them is different. But however, as I said, we also need the love and acceptance from our parents regardless if we make mistakes or not. We are not perfect, obviously. If we were all perfect, this world would be black and white, you know, no matter what. What's more, our parents even don't want us, even if we don't always get it, of what we're trying to maybe explain to them, because like I've noticed now, everything's changing between our parents' generation versus our generation of certain things that we've got lucky to have, be it example, technology obviously has taken its toll on that and whatnot. There's one good key example here. Now, what's more though, almost no one wants to hurt their parents, right? When it comes down to us using or us drinking alcohol, whatever the case may be, we obviously try to please our parents in a way, one way or another, but as I've learned in my life, we can't always please everyone. So, you know, we need to be ourselves, and we need to basically try, like I said before, explore the world and find out who and what we are as individuals, you know. But that's exactly what using obviously does, you know. It does that effect. It hurts parents, it hurts family members, it hurts friends, you know, to the point that you have broken down relationships and everything tends to mush. You lose your job because of your habit. And like I said before, one about the 3 stages of why it's a disease, that many times that it just comes to the point that, you know, also you have to question yourself, do you wish to go down to that path of destruction and actually basically lose everything before you get to that stage, or after you get to that stage that you're almost about to lose everything? You know, do you think you've had enough, sort of thing? Again, it's our choices, what we make in our everyday lives, regardless what it may be. But however, since using is harmful and can even be life-threatening, parents, obviously, of ours, will take a stand through this if they're really against, you know, using an alcohol, you know. As a teen, however, we probably have gone through times when we felt that we're on the outs, meaning basically with the on the outs, I mean, well, leading to the path of destruction, obviously. We're down and depressed. It gets really messy, you know, and we're just solely feeding the habit or the addiction of the drug or the alcohol that we've solely relied on, even though many people say that their drugs is their friends. They, you know, tend to be in that stage that they're solely trusting the drug to feed on the next high, for example, as a friend, and obviously they think that just because that it doesn't argue back. Using can make the outs an ongoing state because it creates a secret that stands between the user and the parents, or even friends, family, whoever may be involved. Okay, but mainly I'm solely focusing on the parents here, you know, because like I've said the title, it's about the family thing. Anyway, what once had been a trusting relationship between your parents, you've broken that trust, obviously. You know, you've got on well with your parents, you know, even though many people think that, you know, teens have got to go two shoes, they can't bend the rules. Well, you can bend the rules to a point, but, you know, you can't break them all the time. Because obviously, as the saying goes, there are consequences to follow. We need to take full responsibility of our own actions, but sometimes many people in this day and age won't want to take responsibility for their own actions, regardless if it's using, addiction, or just life in general. What once may have been a trusting relationship between your parents may then become shrouded in secrecy, dishonesty, guilt, fear, and suspicion. This can take on a life of its own, distancing the teen more and more from his or her own parents. If you have any brothers or sisters, however, you know, there are often spats and arguments going on. You know, you're competing with your brother or sister, you feel that jealousy is creeping in, and basically, you know, you feel that you're not loved by your parents regardless using or not, and you blame sometimes you just blame your parents for not loving you enough, and you think that just because that, you know, you think they're paying more attention to just your brother or sister because maybe, example, that she's a high grade student and you're just below average kind of student, not getting to near its excellences here, like this is what it's called in New Zealand. Or another example could be it's just straight out jealousy, maybe, and insecurities that, you know, as I said, that, you know, you think this is going to be the way it is. You'll just go and do what you have to do. Anyway, if you have any brothers and sisters, you know there are often arguments. Obviously, it's normal to a point. You can have a healthy argument with your brothers and sisters as well as your parents. I'm not saying that you should constantly argue with parents. You know, there comes a time you're going to have to agree to disagree. Or compromise one thing that you may not agree on. You know, even though, like I said before, you know, different generation gap. That's a good thing. Excuse me. But when a family has a member who is chemically dependent, these specific arguments aren't as harmless because they are driven by the need to survive the family disease of the alcoholism or they're using, and feel like one has a place in the family. This can stand in the way of brothers and sisters also being able to have the caring, positive ties with each other. Family members are connected in their lives, however, can impact each other for the good or the bad. So, of course, addiction will, again, take its toll on the entire family. So, basically, this ends part 22 or part 23. I don't know. I can't remember what I'm up to. So, if you're following, I will probably apologise what I'm up to because, like I said, I'm hoping if it is less than 30, that's great because then I can focus on the next schedule of what I'm doing, as I shared previously in the piece about me going my way of doing this mental health awareness videos, which I'm trying to tidy up as well, even though I'm hoping to address more of what's going on in those videos later on. So, in order for the do though, please give me the like or thumbs up for support, and also just if you're liking the videos in general. Also, feel free to, like I keep reminding you, share the videos as well as maybe comment below of if you want to be brave enough to share your stories, sort of thing, about what you've been through and whatnot, if you really want to be open about it, because like I said, we need to be open. Obviously, we need to, you know, come in together and, you know, and actually find a place where we can feel safe. So, without further ado, guys, feel free to Twitter me or Facebook me privately. Also, if you haven't done so already, subscribe to my channel, and hopefully, like I said, if it's not getting too much for me, or for you lot especially, you know, with my schedule, what I've been trying to do daily, I'll hope to just continue it on. So, in all further ado though, if my schedule would change, I'll let you know, because as I said with you all, if you have been watching, that there are changes going to be happening soon, but I'm still hoping to do what I'm hoping to do in my checklist for my channel, but we'll just have to wait and see, guys. Then I'll give you a heads up what's going on if you're still following me. So thanks for your support for the ones that has been on my channel. I'll give you a good thumbs up, and thank you for actually being patient with me and trying to be as understanding, even though, like I'm trying to tell myself, it takes courage for me to obviously, you know, open up my life experiences and stories and just share my knowledge with you, sort of thing, and hopefully just some encouragement along the way. Hopefully many people may not find it a lecture, so I humbly apologise. I don't mean to come across that way. So in all further ado, before I run out of time again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.